Do you want to know what happens when you take a NASA, Harvard astrophysicist, a city government employee, a high school teacher, a data scientist, and a comms consultant, and you put them in the middle of traffic in Boston together? Let me show you. Let me show you. You get this. And you get this. And you get this. Yep. This is not AI. This is not AI. I know you're probably sitting in there thinking to yourselves, this is AI. No, this is not AI, guys.
We are unstoppable. Another world is possible. We are unstoppable. Another world is possible. We are unstoppable. Another.
Why did you guys send me this? Why? Why did you guys do this to me?
The world is possible. We are unstoppable. Another world is possible. We are unstoppable. Come now.
5 trained and prepared activists arrested while protesting to stop new gas infrastructure. Using a pink car, pink barrels, and their bodies, rebels block access to the gas forum where build baby build is the attitude, despite Mass's legal mandate to be net zero by 2050. Let me give you a word of advice. I don't think that we're going to have a net zero mandate come November. Maybe it'll be a goal, but I don't think it's going to be a mandate. Okay? I'm sorry to tell you guys this. I'm sorry I'm breaking the news here for you, but that's a fact. Okay? You also get this. Now, you might be wondering what is actually happening in this lower left-hand corner of the screen. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, here we go. Gas is bad for Mass. Road closed for natural gas conference. Now, you could see here, you see some arms attached to these barrels. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Who knows? Maybe this person is attached to this person or something like that. This one might be attached to the car. I don't know what is this? It looks like a massive caulking gun. I don't know what the hell this thing is. So, let me show you. If they want another world, they should just go to another planet, guys. You should just go somewhere else, right? Don't listen. I'm with you. I am with you to a point, okay? Do I not think that maybe in the future there may be a cost-effective alternative sources for energy? Absolutely. Maybe there will be. Maybe there will be. But we can't go broke getting there, okay? You can't bankrupt every single person inside of Massachusetts to get there, guys, all right? If we could plug an extension cord into the sun, I'm all for it, all right? I'm all for it. I am all for the renewables if you could figure out a way to make it cost-effective, last, and not destroy the state. Okay, the landscape and the structure of the state. I don't want to see the entire ocean covered with wind turbines. Okay, I don't think anybody wants to see that. I don't think that we want to see the entire state of Massachusetts to be covered with solar panels. We're going to look like a giant iPhone from outer space. That's what's going to happen. Nobody wants this. Okay, nobody wants this. If there was a cost-effective way where it wasn't going to bankrupt us to get there, I think people could be on board. But this isn't it, guys. All right? This isn't it. So just so you know what's happening, I think, this is the first time I'm watching this video, by the way. Stop sending me this stuff. Please. I think they are cutting some of these astrophysicists off of the metal barrels. I think that's what's happening here. I don't know if they're filled with concrete. I have no idea. They must have chained themselves to it. I mean, these aren't college kids doing this, right? Yep. This is where our resources are going to. I think this happened in Boston. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So this is where our resources are going, and we have to deal with this nonsense, right? We have to deal with this nonsense. It is crazy. So apparently, this is from XR Boston. I guess this is the new, nonprofit or something like that. That's probably taking money from, oil companies or gas. See, here's the funny thing that happens, and this is parts that they don't want you to know. A lot of these activists and nonprofits, right? Whether it be like the Climate Direct Action Fund, or XR Boston, these people, they end up at these nonprofits, right? In the climate philanthropy world. And one of their main funders ends up being connected to oil, or they end up being connected to fossil fuels or whatever it is, right? That's what ends up happening. One of the biggest, arbiters of this is, I think her name is Aileen Getty, who was part of the Getty oil fortune, right? So what this person did, to my brief understanding, okay, is that they inherited a fortune and now they're using that money. I mean, it sounds noble, right? They inherited a fortune from oil and now they are funding nonprofits to fight against fossil fuels. That's what's going on here. And that's what these activists are effectively doing. They are interrupting traffic. They're getting arrested, and they're happy about it. They're happy about it, right? So it's funny that the infrastructure that they're trying to support is wasting city resources on trying to get them. That's what they are. Look at this. Oh my God, here we go. So they have their arms chained. This is like some medieval contraption where they must have their arms chained to the car. I mean, it is really insane that this is happening, okay? These are people with advanced degrees. These are people with government jobs. And these are people with access to like these elite institutions that are choosing to engage in some kind of coordinated, highly disruptive civil disobedience. This is what we're dealing with here in Massachusetts, okay? This is what we're dealing with here in Massachusetts. When you have people getting arrested that have NASA credentials, you got to think to yourself, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? On top of conflicts of interest, right? Like, how can someone whose job is managing, I think the one it works for Cambridge Recycle. How could somebody, it doesn't matter. How could somebody whose job is something involving the city, right, also organize illegal blockades that cost the same city money and in police overtime and lost productivity? These are the details that will not make the evening news. The protest itself was covered, right? The pink car, the power saws, all of that was covered. But the actual identities of these people that have and I'm not going to quote who they are, but they have professional backgrounds, period. They all have professional backgrounds, which the news decided to not talk about at all, but that's usually how these stories go. The spectacle, which I showed you here, that's what gets reported. But the methodology behind the reporting and why they're doing what they're doing doesn't, which is basically the people behind it. And that money, the money that they're getting is like institutionalized support from, more than likely, fossil fuels. See what I'm saying? So the next time you see climate activists shoving this stuff down your throat, they're shutting down major roads inside of Boston, you got to think to yourself, who exactly is doing this? And what are the institutions doing that are quietly backing them, right? That's what people should look into. That's what these people are risking their liberties. They're getting arrested for this. Think about it. I mean, that's what's going on here. I understand, you want your activism, you want all these other things. How about coming up with a plan that doesn't cost us and costs the state billions upon billions of dollars, right? Or the entire region of New England. Come up with an alternative plan. Look into nuclear. Look into something else. Because this just doesn't look good for the movement, guys. It does not look good for the movement. It really and truly doesn't. I understand that people want to protect the environment, okay? I am one of them. I want to protect the environment, but I am not going to sacrifice current conditions and quality of life for every single person in the state to get there, all right? It's not going to happen. Not without some sort of modeling of whether it's going to be a net positive or a net negative. It's just embarrassing, guys. It's just embarrassing.